All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Los Angeles Chargers rookie right tackle Joe Alt. Alt returning for the Chargers, and he was a massive welcome back. He had a great performance against the Broncos, and he is already looking like a superstar offensive lineman for the Chargers. And we've got a great set of cut-ups to show exactly why that is true. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up with a running play. There is Alt right there at right tackle for the Chargers. This is going to be old school power football at its finest. I love this kind of stuff. We're going to get a double team right here between the right tackle and the right guard, all working up to the next level. We're going to have the tight end coming down in this gap, checking to see if this guy flows over the top. If he doesn't, he works up to the backside linebacker. We're going to get the tight end H-back in motion here to kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage. We're going to get a block back from the center. Guard pull to wrap around, pick up the play side linebacker right there. And we're going to get anchor downs on the backside by the left tackle right there. The key block is this double team. You've got to get movement and you've got to get this sealed off so that way you can have the pulling guard wrap through to pick up the linebacker. If you can't get movement here, this play is done. Alt does a great job. Let's check it out. All right, there's the motion, 44 across the formation. There's a snap. You can see 44 kicking out the end man line of scrimmage, tight end working up, guard pulling around. All right, let's check out Joe Alt here in this double team, right? Hip to hip right there. Right guard working into that gap, looking to go over to the next level. Not great here by the right guard. I don't know how he's coached, but I would love to get a little bit more help there, not just kind of an arm. But I tell you what, the rookie block right here, need to get movement. He gets on him and drives him straight off the football. That's awesome stuff. And look at this scene. Oh my gosh, this is great football. Let's watch the tight end here. Get the backside linebacker. Bam. Guard pulls. Bam. This is perfect. This is awesome. This is beautiful stuff. You talk about power football. This is exactly what you're talking about. But once again, it starts with Joe Alt getting on this defensive lineman, this three technique. Again, we call him a three technique because he's lined up just on the outside shoulder of the guard right there. Gets on him, squares him up, and then just walks him back. 1, 2, 3.5 yards downfield. This is great movement at the point of attack. This is really great execution across the board. This is beautiful up front by the Chargers offensive line and running backs. I tell you what, this kind of football will be really tough for opposing teams to beat. Let's check it out from the wide copy. You're going to see the H-back go in motion right there. He's going to kick out the defensive end. You can see the tight end with the great angle on the linebacker. Guard pulling through here. But I tell you what, you can get a great look at this movement. Watch where this contact is engaged right about the 22-ish yard line right there. And Joe Alt ends up walking him back all the way, right there to about the 19. We're talking 3 yards of movement vertical, also pinning him inside, allow the running back to get through there, no problem. Great rep here from the rookie. All right, going with a pass protection next rep. There's Joe Alt right there at right tackle. Here the Chargers, they do an interesting kind of protection. I don't really like this call. They've got both linebackers walked up. Normally how this works out is the center takes one, running back takes the other. So if you got 2 linebackers walked up, the center will actually go that way. Running back will fill and take that way because it makes sense. Running back's on this side. He'll take the next closest guy. Generally, that's how it works. Unfortunately, the Chargers come up with a different idea. They decide to have their offensive lineman on the left side take the gap to their left. Left tackle works that gap. Left guard works that gap. Center works that gap. And then we have one-on-one on the backside. Right guard right there. Right tackle right there. And then this running back has to go across the quarterback's face to try and pick up this potential blitzer. I hate this kind of stuff. I think it's not a great protection. I think the center running back offensive lineman probably need to change the structure. Maybe it was Herbert, but who knows? But as bad as this ends up working out for the Chargers, this is an outstanding rep for Joe Alt, one-on-one against a solid pass rusher in space. Let's check out how he does here. All right, there's a snap. You can see the running back. He has to cross the quarterback's face to pick up the linebacker. Does actually a pretty good job there. Give 27 a lot of credit. But here at the center, he's looking at this linebacker. He goes away. He then tries to help on this guy. He can't quite get there. Ends up being a mess. You have the right guard right here, one-on-one block. It doesn't get it done. He gets beat. So pressure right in Herbert's face, has to end up escaping, just trying to get what he can, ends up getting sacked right around the line of scrimmage. But let's watch Joe Alt here, right here, one-on-one edge rusher. Great kick slide, gets his hands into him, stays on him, walks him down, bullies him around, squares him up, throws him. Just unbelievable stuff. This is what you kind of would expect when you would have a varsity tackle all state, like in high school, against a JV in practice. This is how embarrassing and humiliating it is for this edge rusher. I mean, he's supposed to be a guy getting after the quarterback, and he's getting negated and thrown around like he's nothing. This is what makes Joe Alt special. There are very few tackles, let alone rookie tackles, that can make pass protection like this. Look, we see Slater right here. Here's a good example. Slater's doing a really great job, right? This is outstanding work by Rashawn Slater at left tackle, negating his guy, holding up a little bit. Nice work there. But eventually, right, this guy's a decent pass rusher. He gets some penetration in the pocket, even though he's really blocked, and eventually he gets away. Alt on his guy gives up no penetration and just bullies him the entire snap. Incredible rep right here from Joe Alt.
Yeah, Nick, and this is what really impressed me the most about Alt. This is a guy gets a little banged up, misses some time, then he comes back and puts on a really good pass blocking performance against this top 4 ranked defense per PFF in the Denver Broncos. A 72.1 pass blocking performance for Joe Alt. Coming back, best foot forward, showing that he didn't, missing some time as a rookie maybe can be tough to come back and have a strong game to come back to. Joe Alt, not the case. Comes back, is dominant, just like you see in this play. This is the kind of things he was doing all game.
All right, going back to the running game, there's Alt right there at right tackle, of course. It's going to be a short yardage fullback dive right here. They're going to take number 12 and have him go this direction at the snap just to kind of confuse and bring some motion for the defense. But it's going to be an inside running play right here. We're going to get the tight end, one-on-one there. We're going to get a double team, right guard and center right there. And Joe Alt's going to be one-on-one at the point of attack on this defensive lineman. I'm going to call him a 4-eye technique because he's not a head up 4. He's just on the inside eye, but he's a B-gap player. This is a defensive structure here that should blow this play up, right? Because you've got 93 right there. He's going to consume these two guys right here and have a massive humanity. You're going to get some compression right there. And you get a one-on-one block right here with the guy having penetration angle right there. Normally what happens is this guy comes in, blows the play up, the fullback has to bounce it, and then your safety or corner, whoever fills, makes a tackle right there for a 3-yard loss. That's how it works 9 times out of 10. Alt does such a good job that he squares up 98 and doesn't give up any ground, makes it an easy first down conversion. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the double team between the center and right guard, tight end working out. You can see Alt one-on-one right here against 98. Watch him square him up right there. Perfect, great base, parallel line of scrimmage. Gets his feet in his ground. Watch how fast he puts his foot in the ground, right? 1, 2, and then kind of moves a little one there too as well. 3 steps in the ground before the ball is even handed off. This is incredible footwork. This is the kind of thing you'd expect from a first-round pick, and he shows it here. Gets on him, squares him up, and keeps working his feet. Doesn't give up any ground. Allows the running back to get the first down. Again, it's 3rd and yard, right? You can see where they need to get to. They need to get to this thick 5-yard denominator right here. I believe that's the 40-yard line. Alt comes off, drives this guy back to where? Just on the other side of the 40. So even if the running back runs into 98 and falls down, it's a first down conversion. This is kind of one of those sneaky good plays. You watch it on the broadcast, it really doesn't jump off the screen. But when you look at the film and look at the position he was put in, Joe Alt really did a tremendous job here. All right, let's take a look at it from the wide copy right here. Watch Joe Alt get into 98, square him up. Again, a little high with his pad level, but great hands, great base. Stays on him, keeps working, gives up no penetration. So basically, when the running back comes into the hole right here, as long as the running back just gets to the 40 and falls down, gets to Joe Alt's guy and falls down, he's got the first down. Alt keeps working his feet, ends up pushing 98 back. Great rep here from the rookie. All right, we've got a protection bust on this pass protection play right here. So you can see the Denver Broncos, they've got a lot of people walked up. So what Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense calls here is they call a slide protection to the left. They make like a lucky call at the line of scrimmage. Basically, that means every offensive lineman is supposed to take the gap to their left, just like this right here. Everyone taking the gap to the left. Tight end's going to pick up whatever's on this side. And if there's anyone else coming off the edge, Herbert will be able to see him coming and throw maybe a hot read behind it or something like that if he decides to come. In this situation right here, Joe Alt's responsibility is to get in this gap and pick up number 99. But his teammate right here, the right guard, he screws up. He works this way. The right guard needs to go this way and pick up number 40. So what happens here is Alt steps down inside. This guard goes the wrong way. Instead of technically staying with his job and staying on 99, he actually goes and picks up someone else as well. I kind of love this selfless play from Joe Alt. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone's taking a step to their left up front on the Chargers offense, except 68. Alt's working to his left. Center's working to his left. Left guard working to his left. Left tackle working to his left. And no one picks up their 40 because this guy goes the wrong way, and he gets in Herbert's face. But I tell you what, Joe Alt here, I love what he does. He goes down to his gap, secures 99. The moment he feels his buddy right there, his first natural instinct, regardless of what's called in the play, is I need to work out and pick up somebody else, and he does right there. That's awesome stuff. Again, technically, I think he's supposed to stay on 99 right there, and basically every single other offensive lineman would. And every once in a while in these situations, you get 2-on-1, and what usually happens is you get another free runner, and the quarterback gets killed, sack, fumble, bad things happen. Right here, Alt recognizes, hey, my guy's right there. He's got him. I'm going to come on this blitzing DB and pick him up and help Justin Herbert as much as I can. Now, Justin Herbert's a special player. He doesn't need any help on this one. 40's in his face, and he delivers an unbelievable throw downfield for a third down conversion. Nice catch and run here by McConkey. I tell you what, 15's talented, and we all know Justin Herbert is special, but I just kind of love the way Joe Alt plays and handles situations like this. I think it will give the Chargers a massive boost in key situations going forward.
Yeah, Nick, we're talking about what could have happened on this play and what did not happen as far as Joe Alt goes. Again, 0 sacks allowed this game for Alt. Coming back from injury, I think it's pretty impressive about how sharp he was, how in tune he was with everything going on around him. No penalties for him as well. Really clean football coming back from the missed game, from the bye. I think he's back, I would say, better than ever. He's looking really sharp. So again, clean performance by Joe Alt. A little bit of mess ups by some other people on this play right here, but a very good job by Alt.
All right, going back to the running game, the Chargers here are doing an old school kind of trap concept. They're going to pull the guard to block that defensive tackle there lined up in the B gap and what we're going to call kind of a wide 3 technique. The center is going to block down. The tackle is going to anchor down just like this. And Joe Alt's responsibility right there at right tackle is basically to block out. Now you can see number 22 walked up here. His job is basically get north and south and basically kind of wall off this entire side of the Broncos defense, whoever ends up being that kind of player. Number 68, the guard right here, his job is to work right up the field and get on the linebacker just like this, whoever flows into that gap. And it has a chance to be a really nice play. The center has the angle right here. We've got the guard pulling. We're going to get a seal there. We got the right guard pulling up this way to get a seal right here or pick up the linebacker, whoever's there. And the running back then gets up in between these two guys and reads this block. It has a chance to be a really big play here. But unfortunately, number 68 screws up again and goes the wrong way. Totally blows this play up. But what Joe Alt does here is actually incredible and extraordinary. He ends up blocking 2 guys. Nice rep from the rookie. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. We can see the pulling guard. He looks to pick up 98. 98 goes inside, so he goes to wrap him, takes his outside shoulder. That's what they teach you to do. Running back's going to read that and go outside of you. We can see the center blocking back. The hole's opening up right there. But the guard is supposed to be working up the field on number 40, and the guard goes and blocks nobody. Terrible rep from 68. Had a really rough game overall, at least the plays that I saw. Let's look at Joe Alt right here. Again, he's trying to pick up the end man on the line of scrimmage. Whoever ends up being 22 or 15, he fires off, gets into 22, and then also picks up 15 as well. This is a special kind of play. Could have been a touchdown. This should have been a touchdown. You have a DB blitzing up the field and a defensive end on that side, and your tackle picks up them both. You get a guy up to the backside linebacker right there. You have a chance for an absolutely massive play if your guard knows what he's doing, right? Let's say they have a hat right here on number 40. There's nobody else here. This is a touchdown. This is a huge game-breaking play because Alt took care of basically the play side safety and the defensive end with 1 rep. Incredible job from Joe Alt. His recognition, his ability, his overall talent levels off the charts. If 68 even begins to do his job, this is a touchdown. All right, going with a pass protection, kind of an old school pass protection play. There's Alt right there at right tackle. You can see there's a tight end right there, and they've got the pass rusher, the edge rusher, number 0, all the way on the left side of your screen. We've got the tight end working up the field into his pass route out the snap, which means Joe Alt's going to be one-on-one. This is one of the harder blocks any tackle can make. Anytime you've got an edge rusher with this much space, he's got a lot of ground that you've got to protect if you're Joe Alt, right? Alt's coming out here one-on-one pass block. He's got to worry about the inside move, the outside move. He's got to worry about speed to power. There are so many different things that any edge rusher can do in this situation, and he's got nothing but green grass to work with. And on top of it, they're trying to sell a little bit of run action right here, so he's actually down in a 3-point stance. So he can't even be in a standard 2-point stance. He's got to have his hand on the ground right there in a 3-point stance. That makes this block incredibly difficult, but he does a great job of it here. Let's check it out. All right, there's the snap. You can see the play action right there. Herbert has to get rid of the ball, incomplete pass, kind of run of the mill ordinary. But what Joe Alt did here is anything but. Watch him get into his stance right here. One-on-one edge rusher. This edge rusher starts the inside, tries to fake inside, go outside, and Alt handles it with absolute ease. Joe Alt makes pass protection at the tackle position look easy. It's not this easy. It's incredibly hard. Look at his base, his hands, the way he uses his arms. He doesn't overextend, right? He has his chest over his knees a little bit more than I normally would like to see, but he's such a great athlete, it doesn't seem to matter. He's incredibly strong and great athlete. See how fast he gets his feet in the ground? Watch how much he chops his feet there. Patter, 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 patter. That is great stuff. Defensive linemen, edge rushers, they want you to get with kind of dead feet. They want you kind of get flat-footed, and then they can beat you either inside or outside once they caught you with no momentum. Joe Alt right here keeps his feet moving, chops his feet, engages his arms right there, throws 0 up the field, completely negates him. Incredible job here from Joe Alt. His pass protection, just skill and talent, folks, is otherworldly, and guys like Justin Herbert will use it for years to come.
Yeah, Nick, and I've kind of talked about his return to form in the pass blocking game. Really never left it there. Really great performance by Joel, undeniably in the pass blocking game. But one thing I think he can improve on is consistency in his run blocking. He's done really good stuff in this game, but judging by his grade, there's also some things that he could have improved on. He was in that, mid 40 range here for run blocking. But if you look back 2 other weeks, he was on a trend of being absolutely dominant in the run blocking game. 75.1 and 87.8, respectively, run blocking grades the last 2 weeks before he was injured and comes back. So I think he's got a lot of good things going for him. I don't know if it's maybe this Denver Broncos defense that was really stingy against the run and caused the grades to go down. But I think a little more consistency in the run blocking game for Joe Alt is going to be really good for him going forward.
All right, let's end on a traditional pass protection rep. There's Joe Alt right there. He's going to be 1-on-1 on 0 right there. A solid pass rusher for the Denver Broncos. Again, he's in a 2-point stance right here. We've got a really wide 3 technique. It's obviously a passing situation. You can tell by the Chargers formation here. They're in the shotgun with 1 running back. Let's watch Joe Alt here. Again, classic standard 1-on-1 pass rush. This defender, Joe Alt. Alt does a really nice job. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. Alt uses his arms. Defender goes into the dirt. Herbert can escape. Ends up not getting the first down. Before we get to Joe Alt, folks, this is sort of Justin Herbert in a nutshell. If he is like any other quarterback, if he just goes down, that's a horse collar, hip drop tackle, whatever you want to call it. That's 15 yards, Chargers first down. But he's such a good athlete that he breaks this darn tackle, but he still can't quite get to the first down. This is where sometimes I wish Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert wasn't such a phenomenally gifted player. If he's just an average quarterback, he goes down, he gets the penalty, the Chargers get a first down in scoring range. Instead, they end up having to punt. This is just, it just feels like the Chargers' luck here. I hope over the rest of the season they get some calls like this going forward. We'll have to wait and see. But let's look at Joe Alt right here. 1-on-1. Great kick slap. Again, he gets his feet in the ground so efficiently. You can see Cooper right there. He knows that as great an athlete as Alt is, he has to kind of catch him flat-footed. He goes threatening inside and then jumps back outside just like this. Alt uses his hands. I love how he pushes his arms away, and right there, the edge gives out on Cooper, the defensive end, and he goes down and Joe Alt jumps on top of him. One of the things I equate offensive line to is a little bit like wide receiver play, where sometimes a wide receiver will run such a good route that the DB will fall down. That's what we see here from Joe Alt. Alt is so good in pass protection that he frustrates opposing edge rushers to the point they have to do things that lead to them falling flat on their face. And that's what he is for this Chargers offense. Already, so early in his career, he is pass protecting like an absolute star. I know a lot of people were hoping the Chargers would get Brock Bowers or maybe somebody else, but the more we see of Joe Alt, the more I believe the Chargers made the right pick. Again, from the wide copy, watch Joe Alt, nice and patient, runs him upfield, defender falls down. Again, it almost looks like the edge rusher fell down on his own fruition, but it's because he has to do some really janky stuff to try and jump around Joe Alt. That's all because of Alt. Alt creates situations where edge rushers throw themselves out of plays because he's so fundamentally sound and he's such a good athlete. He was such a great addition to this Chargers offense.